on your way up, or getting up, or getting the last minutes of sleep before you get up and get your day started. If you work overnight, I hope you are getting yourself some ready for bed to get some sleep so that you can start your day whenever that is later on this evening. But I wanted to come this morning really quick, you guys, to talk to you guys about two things. So one of them is Cardi. So I posted some stuff yesterday about Cardi and her situation. So Maduka, apparently, y'all, we might have been right. We might have been right about the Stephon Diggs and Maduka situation. Because Maduka's baby mama then came out when listen, I told y'all Maduka was up in Italy with Cardi just this past weekend. And them people, they know what's going on, so they always posting something and putting something up. So they was having dinner. Now I will know nothing else. The picture showed they was having some dinner. And then so the rumors started to circulate and they started to speculate. And so I guess that drove Maduka's baby mama to come out and start, like, she was crashing out, for real, in my opinion. Maduka baby mama was crashing out on the internet. And she was putting out what is allegedly a lot of Maduka's business. About him had to have a surgery and nobody else took care of her but him, the domestic violence stuff. But then she made an allegation that he sleeps with both women and men. I'm like, Lord have mercy, y'all. I knew I was right about that Sugar Daddy website, that his profile on there was him advertising himself because he's looking for a sugar daddy. What that baby mama posted up in that on all of the messages she put up on the social media, it confirms all of that mess that I was thinking, y'all. Now, I don't know if it's for sure. I'm just saying. If she's telling the truth, then he was on that site because he had a profile trying to get a sugar daddy because he wanted to be somebody's sugar baby. And so then, that Christopher Griffith, he is on every day, he is on somebody's platform. Lord have mercy. I know Stephon Diggs, which he never messed with that nigga. Chef Miller was on something, but I don't think Chef Miller was stalking him like that. I think Chef Miller was trying to get her money that he promised her at all of them years of her dealing with him. She felt like, okay, I'm ready to go on about my business. I only agreed to take this job so that I could get what I could to start my own business, because that's what you promised me. And I think Chef Miller just wanted to get her money and get on, because the text messages kind of confirmed that. Her text messages basically telling him, like, listen, I ain't in love with you like that. I ain't like all them other girls over there like that. Just give me my money that you promised me to help me start my business. I think that was the gist of Chef Miller's scornedness, right? Is that she just wanted her money that he promised her. And I believe that he did, right? But this Christopher Griffith, oh my God. He is going to be Stephon Diggs' worst nightmare. So, Christopher Griffith baby mama came out. Everybody baby mama coming out. Christopher Griffith baby mama came out and started talking about him, that this ain't the first time that he tried to shake down a celebrity. That this is what he do. So I don't know if he is one of them down low men. Well, he ain't on the down low too much. But, I mean, we can clearly see. But I don't know if he's one of the men who sleep with down low men and then try to blackmail him. See, these are the type of men T.S. Madison is talking about, right? Look, y'all, I don't agree with all of what T.S. Madison is saying surrounding the issues about whether or not you should or shouldn't expose, or whatever the case may be. I don't agree with all of the premises that she points out when she's talking about this. But this is the type of person T.S. Madison is talking about, Christopher Griffith. The type of person who intentionally sets out to go and get involved with high-profile people to expose them. That is who This boy right here, that's him. This boy been everywhere. And the baby mama is saying that's what he does, y'all. His baby mama then came out. She is sick and tired of it. She is feeling embarrassed by what she is saying. And she was like, I am embarrassed that this was my high school sweetheart and that he's on the internet carrying on like this. And once again, participating in some kind of shakedown of some celebrity. And so, y'all, I don't know. Something happened between Christopher Griffin and Stephon Diggs. I don't know what the something was. I happen to think it wasn't no assault and that it was voluntary. But hey, I think a physical assault did happen because maybe he was afraid. You know, Stephon, it seems like when he's in fear that he's going to get exposed, he might become a little violent or send some people to become violent. You know, and so, look, I don't know what the heck is going on all with that. So then Cardi got on the internet, and I guess she is like, oh my gosh, I think Cardi is Britney Spears fed up. Matter of fact, I know she is Britney Spears fed up because she said she is the black Hispanic Britney Spears. I don't know remember whether she said the black Britney Spears or the Hispanic Britney Spears, but she said one of them cultures, she's the Britney Spears of that culture. Or hip-hop. Maybe she said hip-hop. Maybe she said I'm the hip-hop Britney Spears. I think that might be what she said. And so, Cardi said she know everybody who doing everybody over there in Hollywood. And ain't nobody sitting on this internet talking about it. But anytime that somebody just spot her to sneeze and somebody pass her a tissue, here come them talking about what she doing in between her legs with somebody. Y'all, Cardi is getting fed up, y'all. I think they need to try to let up off of Cardi. Hopefully, Cardi is seeing enough, like maybe, you know, them online therapists or something, or maybe she got a professional therapist that she sees, you know, and that so she's able to handle and deal with what happens on the internet. Because we've seen how Cardi responds before in the past when she is fed up with all of the things. And so I don't want her to get like that. I don't want her to get out upset and start crashing out like that. And so hopefully she's seeing somebody to help her to be able to keep her feng shui proper and, you know, and in place and intact. Because that can become a lot. And that can become the source of why some of these people do get overwhelmed and resort to certain things like self-harm or self-harm in many ways, whether it doesn't have to be necessarily a purposeful or intentional ending of life, but it could be use of substances and other things, and it can turn into other kinds of addictions and things of that nature. And so I hope that she's doing something to keep herself like level despite all of this stuff that's coming out here. But Britney Spears is signaling to the public that y'all about to make her like Britney Spears with all of this, doing all of what she doing. Like, she understands that some of y'all think that y'all are finding out this information and doing all of this stuff to like protect her or whatever, but she is not. Like, she's like, I'm a big girl, I can figure it out, like let me do something in peace. That's all. She just want to be able to do something in peace, y'all. So real quick, so we can get this in before I get to my destination, but I got something to give myself breakfast because I can't this morning. I'm hungry. So there's another issue. Carla, listen, y'all. Ooh. Y'all, this is what I wanted to say with Carla. I think, and I thought this like for a long time, but she participates in it, so we can't take the accountability off of her. But one of the main other reasons I think that Carlissa is how she is when it comes to the other kids that Blueface had is because she already has an established relationship with Javon and Journey. And I think Jay expressly lets her know that if you bring any of those other kids to this house while my kids are here, that she is not going to, Carlissa not going to get them kids no more. That them kids are not going to be coming over there. And so I think that Carlissa does things, not that there's not things for them already to have tension about, but I think that she goes in the way she does in relation to the other baby mamas, because she knows that she needs to burn a bridge, so when she's not having those kids at her house, that there's an explanation. Like, she has to have something that's not gonna be her fault of why she's not spending as much time with those kids as she does with Jaden's kids. Cause she doesn't want people to think or know. Wait a minute, what am I doing? Oh my God, I gotta turn around. She doesn't want people to think or know, or she doesn't want it to be interpreted that Jaden is telling her what to do, because essentially that's what it is. And she don't want people to point her out for that, because when some people do observe it and they do point her out about it, you see her reaction, you see her response in the situation. And I'm gonna tell you what even confirmed even more for me that that's what she's doing. Because when they was on SZA, the new episode is about to release, the preview release, right? And so her and Callie had gotten into an argument. So she's on the episode saying to her husband, Mr. Sappho, listen, I know you wasn't wrong at what you did, what you had to say to Callie, but we need to apologize because I miss Carter, and I know that he missed us, and so we gotta go over there and we gotta apologize because for Carter. Now, this is what Carla said, y'all. This is what she said. And so I feel like she does the same thing with Jaden. That Jaden will keep them kids. We seen them kids have not been over there. She has sent them kids over with Callie. She did not send them over there with Carlissa. All of a sudden, when she called for them to have a conversation, I believe on SZA, we're going to see a piece of that conversation. We're going to see the part of the conversation that puts the conversation in a good light for Jaden. But we are not going to see the parts of the conversation where Jaden is making it clear that her kids will have no interactions with none of those other children. So this is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what is going to be the cause of contention for her to again fall out with Rilla. Because now she is making this big old thing, and she is so happy all over herself that Rilla is going to be naming that baby after her. And so she's put out there that she's willing to record the birth and all of these different things, right? And Jaden and Rilla have exchanged some words. I can't see Jaden feeling no different about Rilla than she has in the way that she speaks about the other women in Blueface's situation. Because that's all it is. It's Blueface's situation. They are involved in Blueface's situation. Nothing more, nothing less. So I think that she is, I don't know what's going to happen, but something is going to happen in order for her to create some type of disturbance so she can justify her distancing herself with Rilla. Because Jaden is not going to want none of those children. None of them in the presence of her kids at that house. And I think that Carlissa knows she needs to honor that, because if she doesn't, then she's not going to see her grandkids again. And listen, I ain't saying that that's right. I'm not saying that she should be doing that, because you don't let nobody dictate that shit to you. But I think she's covering up why she's really falling out with these people, y'all. She doesn't want Jaden is big. She doesn't want Nevaeh anywhere around her kids. She's voiced that she does not. Now Carlissa claims that she said she didn't want Nevaeh's kids around her kids, until they had a DNA test. That's what Carlissa claimed. That never came out of Jaden's mouth. Jaden said no, nothing. She doesn't want any interactions, no coming together, no coming to Jesus moment. No. And so part of Carlissa doing what she's doing and how she distanced herself and making these girls look bad, she has to make them look bad to confirm why she doesn't deal with them. And I'm not saying they don't look bad or whatever. What I'm saying is I don't think they look any worse than Jaden. And you tolerate that, and her excuse for tolerating it is that she has had more history with Jaden. But my thing is that at the end of the day, them other girls, they got your grandkids. Maybe if you would stop coming out, she trying to make, I don't do nothing, I'm nice to them, I don't do nothing to them. No, you don't. We have evidence. We seen what you done did and the stuff you done said and did all over this internet about these girls. And whereas some of it might be true, Carlissa, as a grandmother, knowing that you gonna want to have a relationship with your grandchildren, if that's what you really want, you don't participate. That's why you stay out of it. But this is her business, so she got to stay in it. So in addition to this being profitable for her, I think she's also being controlled by the fact that she knows if she brings those other kids to her house, that Javon and Journey are not going to be at her house. So you guys listen, I have gotten to my destination. I decided I'm just going to go ahead and order my breakfast, but I just wanted to come to you guys this morning to tell y'all this. So today is the preliminary hearing for the David in the unaliving of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, right? So we David Burke versus the state of California, right? We are about to get the preliminary hearing today. I saw over the internet yesterday evening that a lot of motions and things were entered in. He's requesting not to be, I guess, in handcuffs while the hearing is going on, several other different things. So that will be going on today. They are limiting, I think, only 10 media seats for the media in the courtroom. And so there is going to be a strict shutdown, I guess, and monitoring of the courtroom, I guess, to protect the sanctity of the procedures. So, there's not gonna, I think they said there's gonna be no cameras in there for this hearing. So we are gonna have to rely on the reporting that will be coming out of the courtroom. So I will be taking a look at that and monitoring that closely throughout the day, and probably coming to talk to you guys back and forth about that. Last night, just really quick, AV did a live about the Keefe D paperwork that we spoke about. Remember, y'all, we spoke about that I think it was either the end of April or in May, early May or something. We talked about Alex Spiro with Queen Emanuel being the firm, being the attorney that is representing the Tupac Shakur estate with Mopreme as his client. And we talked about the history of that whole thing, how that came to be. We know that Alex Spiro, that he is Jay-Z and Roc Nation's attorney. And so last night, please go watch AV's live, y'all, because she read the entire document. She read the entire, what we talked about was just what was rumored, because I didn't even know that at that point a document existed. I don't even know if one was filed at that point that we talked about it. But there is a document filed, and maybe I'll try to see if I can find it today. But there was something submitted to the court by Spiro, and it has Puffy's name in it. There's no ambiguity. Diddy's name is in the document. And the Netflix series of 50 Cent, what's the man name? The one that was Puffy homeboy. I can't think of it right now. But anyway, he is named Kurt Burrows. He's named in the document. Like, they are really, and one of the main things about the document in the beginning of the document that it presents is that Vegas has no intentions on using any of the evidence that was secured by Greg Caden's investigation. And so therefore, they have no intentions on prosecuting anyone additional that was involved in the conspiracy. That they said that all that they intend is to go after Keefe D. And so the lawsuit is shaping this out to say this is why the Tupac Shakur estate needs some resolve. There were other people other than Keefe D that were involved in this investigation, and because of everything that was done to impede on getting all of those people to call them to justice, the Shakur estate is due some relief for that. They are due something because of that, because of what was done in order to bury evidence that potentially would have led to criminal charges being put on all of the individuals who were a part of this conspiracy. And so that's part of what Spiro is building out. So we already knew what the intention was as soon as we saw it and we discussed it and talked about it. But we definitely know for a fact now that is the intention. I told you, this lawsuit is to get access to evidence and discovery. It is to get discovery so that something else can happen. Diddy is the target in this investigation. And that paperwork that AV read last night, I think it was last night or yesterday, sometime, whatever time that she read it, that paperwork that AV read, it confirms Diddy is the target of this civil suit. But it is to bring into account some kind of criminal. I think they want some kind of criminal thing to come down on Diddy as a result of this. So y'all, I am going into my office right now. I just wanted to come and talk to you about those few things. So we will continue to monitor those things. I will talk to you guys soon. You all have a great, productive day.